Hey.
Welcome to Festival of the Sun.
Thank you for having me. How you doing?
I'm well. We were just talking about you running around the country with Vera Blue at the moment. You'll be playing with her again tonight.
Yeah, 100%.
Obviously, a little different style from genre-wise. But how have those shows been going? And tell me about the tour.
I mean, the shows have been wild. Like, Gold Coast was amazing, playing at Miami Market, and our last night in Brunswick Heads, that was just something else. The turnout was crazy, and it's interesting because I'm out from I'm from Sydney, in the Hills area, and so it's crazy to come out here, especially being in regional areas and having crowds sing lyrics to my songs, and I'm just like, what? I'm literally just a kid in a bedroom making music, and it's just so weird to see the reach that it has, but it's a blessing. And I think it's cool as well having the different blends of genres on this tour. I think it just really helps the crowd sort of open their mind to different artists, different music, and to expand their sort of knowledge of what they're taking in. So the tour's been amazing, and I'm excited to finish it off by playing here.
And but it does sort of represent the way that kind of music is blending together now, especially what people are listening to on Triple J and the shows people are going to.
Definitely.
Is sort of representing that both sides of that coin, I suppose, in terms of the music that people are really resonating with at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, music is not one-sided, nor should it be one specific way. It's open to interpretation. At the end of the day, if you are the creator, you are creating what you want to create, not what someone else told you to. So, I just think people can't look at music one-sided. It's more than what you ever know. So, it's dope.
And are you getting on stage with Vera, or is Vera getting on stage with you at all?
No, it's just been. So shout out Sam Bluer, he played as well. So he opened, and then it was me, then Vera, and I've just been watching her sets, and she's crazy. That's the homie, that's the sister. She's so lovely. Yeah. She brings energy to everything, and just her vocal range and how her note choice when she sings is just amazing. When she hits falsettos, it's crazy. When she was just warming up in the green room, and I was just sitting there, and she was just like, I'm like, whoa, you're wild. Just lovely girl.
So obviously you're ending the year on a high note with these shows.
Yeah.
And tell me some of the other highlights of this year. Big Sound was a big one. Getting to see you there. It was lines down the block every time you played.
Oh man, that was wild. 2018 has been a crazy year, and I'm ever so thankful for the opportunities that are presented to me. And then with those opportunities, I really just took them, and I was like, I had to go 110% with them. It started off obviously by just putting out Wow first back in February, not knowing what the response was going to be, and then just seeing everyone kind of jump on that and be like, whoa, okay, who's this guy? And then obviously then the EP came out, selling out my first headline show for the EP launch, and then 2 weeks after was Groovin' the Moon. That was a wild turnout. Going on tour with my brothers, Peak and Doug, shout out Adam and Ruben, they're my brothers for life. Splendor in the Grass, winning the Triple J Unearthed competition, shout out Triple J and Unearthed again.
Artist of the Year as well, most played.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's dope. I look at all this and I'm grateful, but it's it all shows because I have been putting in the work. People may be looking at me, it's oh, he's a new artist, and I'm like, yes and no. I've been doing this for a while. Track back 2015, 2016, 17, and it's dope to see all the work I've been putting in. It's sort of showing, but it's there's so much more work to do. Whilst this has been a crazy year, it'll only be 110% bigger than what this year was into next year. There's more doors to break down. There's more barriers to throw away. There's more goals to kick. You know what I mean? So it's been a crazy year, and I'm just excited for 2019. I'm really thinking about 2019, 2020. I'm just already thinking about the future, and I'm just excited.
Yeah, when people say you're a breakthrough artist, you're a new thing, it's that couldn't happen if you didn't have the years of experience.
Yeah, you didn't have the groundwork.
Working out production, working out what your style was going to be,
100%,
and figuring your shit out. So when all this stuff does happen, you're ready for it.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. And I think, for what people have been seeing, people are like, oh, he's so cool, calm, collected, he's got what he's doing, and it's I appreciate that, definitely, but it was all the groundwork that I was putting in before, and I'm still putting in now. So I just look at stuff, and I know how to maneuver in a room full of things. I see something I'm like, all right, cool, I know how to approach that, and it's just only going to grow exponentially each and every single year. So yeah, it's definitely been a crazy year, and I'm just thankful for it.
And you mentioned 2019, you've already announced your first tour for your new single.
Yeah, first time.
Tell us a little bit about kind of how that's a taste of what's going to be coming in 2019.
I mean, whenever I play a set, I mean, expect energy, expect the room, the wall, everything to just be shaking. And I think with Clouds, why I put that out, I mean, when I made that beat a couple of months ago and I was writing to it, and I'm very big on like self-empowerment and self-worth, and I just wanted something that I wanted to sort of chant with fans, with the crowd and everything, and was like, in the chorus I say, I'm that diamond in the rough, sharp and deadly in the cut. What I mean is that I'm saying that like I am, you are, we are of worth that we just don't know yet. And once we find that, that's something that you're just like, oh my God, like that's so amazing, that's beautiful, and I want people to recognize that. And so with this tour, I mean, we're headed for the clouds. Like, it was only right to put it out at the end of the year because it was just like the sign off to 2018. Like, we were here, but now we're taking it up a notch. Like, we're going to the clouds, but after that we're going to space. Like, what I mean? Like, we're going everywhere, and I'm just excited. Like, I can't wait to hit Sydney, the hometown, take it to Melbourne, go to Brisbane. We're doing 2 shows in Newcastle. The Newcastle show sold out in like the day of its release, which was so wild. We're going to Perth, we're going to Adelaide, and I'm just like psyched for it. I think it'll be crazy. And I love playing festivals, I love opening for support acts, that's all cool, but I think what means the most to me is doing my own headline show, because that shows to me the people that are actually like messing with me, like buying tickets, and it's like, oh damn, like, okay, people buying tickets, that's good. Shout out 111, I see you. I mean, yeah, it's crazy just to see people like tagging their friends and being like, oh my God, get your tickets, and I'm like, what, me? Like, you're coming to see me? It's crazy.
We'll never lose that feeling, because that's like never. That's a powerful one, and it really kind of enforces what you do on stage, and how the show develops.
Definitely. I mean, like, I've been saying this a lot on stage lately. It's like, I don't want people to look at me as like, oh my God, that's Kwame, like he's unreachable, untouchable, he's just an artist. Like, nah, like at the end of the day, I'm just a human like you are, and like I want people to feel like we're family at my show. So like, if you come to a Kwame show, you come to a Kwame set, you're my brother, you're my, you're my kid, you're my family, you know what I mean? So I want to have that sort of community when I go to each show, and I think that's what I'm really going to build with the whole country going onto the Clouds tour. So I'm excited to meet new family, old family. I think it'll be a crazy time.
And we are at the end of the year. We're looking back on the best tracks and albums of 2018 at the moment. What have been some of your favorites of
favorite album of the year has to go to Kid See Ghost, Kanye West, Kid Cudi. Man, that album was just like so forward thinking, and it was just an approach that like I feel like no one could really even think of. Like, I remember listening to the live stream when Good Music did the whole 5-week rollout, and when I got to Kid See Ghost and I was watching it when they were like by the fire park in LA, and the first song Feel the Love, and then when Kanye's just like screaming on it, I'm like, what? Like, that is like a whole verse, like that doesn't make sense, but just the rhythmic pattern that he used on that with the melody, I mean the whole production about it, and then just that feeling to that album, which is something that I was like, this is so left field compared to what anyone else is doing. And that's what I love about that camp, is that with their music, they're not looking at what's popping in the mainstream. They don't care what anyone else thinks. It's just, this is what we want to do, and we're going to do what we need to do. And I feel like that's where I draw a lot of my inspiration from their camp. It's just like, approach the music how you want to, because a lot of people get caught up in making music how the labels or like industry people tell them to do, because this is something that's charting, this sound is popular, and it's like, nah, like the culture's never going to expand or grow if we keep following the same footsteps as to what the pop sort of wave is. In order for the music to expand, we need to be pushing ourselves, pushing away those boundaries and creating something that can inspire others into wanting to do the same as well. So Kid See Ghost for me was an album that like just inspired me. It was my favorite album of the year. Like, that was wild.
And is it possible to listen to an album like that and not feel inspiration about like directions that you could take and the sort of boundaries that you could break down as an artist?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I took so much inspiration from that album, just like through everything, like the vibe, their energy, the way that Kanye and Kid Cudi approach tracks, like just a different structure in music. Like, I mean, I feel like, I mean, nowadays, not that it's a bad thing, but it's music is very like, you know, intro, chorus, verse one, pre-chorus, everything. It's like, nah, you don't need to do that. Like, maybe I might just like, the Klaus is like 2 minutes 15. Like, we're in a day and age now where music doesn't have to be 3 minutes 30 or like, you know, 3 minutes or whatever. It's like, if I want to, like, there's an artist that I'm really a fan of, Tiara Wax. She put out an album called, I think it's called Wax World, and it's 15 tracks, all 1 minute exactly. And like that album like blew up, and then the concept she put behind it with like the visuals where each track was just moving together was amazing. And it's like, that's forward thinking, that's innovation, and you know that's what we need to be applying into the music, into the art. So taking inspiration from that was just, yeah, it's 100% amazing.
Well, it's been great watching all the amazing stuff happen for you this year. Yeah. What a great year it looks like for 2019 as well. So wishing you the best for it. And
thanks so much.
Thanks for your time.
No, thanks so much. I appreciate that.